Welcome to my kitchen. So this is part 2 of my kitchen mayhem, the upheaval, the new kitchen, the new second-hand English cottage kitchen that I'm trying to develop for me at home, but also is in this channel for my quest for England and Englishness. And in particular, I suppose it's a look back at the old in a retro way, but also as I'm living this today, it's somewhat eccentricity. Now, I know they say that if you call yourself eccentric, then you're not eccentric, because people who are eccentric don't know they are. But people have said to me over the years, Richard, you're a bit eccentric. And you know what? At first I thought, what are you talking about? But now I kind of accept that. And so I'm embracing it. The English eccentricity is something that I think is not only inherent in me, just wanting to be different from what, excuse me, the mass people who follow all the advertising media and what mainstream media try to push us down and do the usual thing. And part of my kitchen redevelopment is very much that idea that you don't have to go to these big corporations, these big companies, and have, you know, a standard kitchen. If you're redeveloping your house, you can be original and do something different. And that, as you can see from my kitchen, is what I'm aiming here. A somewhat retro feel, but I'm still in the 21st century. So if you watched part 1, you would have seen the mayhem, the chaos and the fun. And I have to say, it's a huge, huge thanks to Tim and Craig, who came and gave me their time the whole weekend. By the end of it, Sunday, they were absolutely knackered. I can tell you, so whacked. But as ever, there is still a lot to do. But the plumbing, the sink is in, the waste plumbing is in, the washing machine, I put that on last night, that worked. So we're up to speed. But before I tell you and show you more of the plans that I've got for the kitchen, let's go back to Sunday and see some of the fun, the chaos, the mayhem, and the expertise from the 2 boys, myself and the lovely Julia, whilst we all squeezed in to this tiny room. It's day 2 with the kitchen mayhem, the not catastrophe, what am I talking about? But the sink's outside. I don't understand. When we left you, the sink was inside looking pretty. But the boys said, nah, you can't leave you like that with a bucket underneath and all of that. We're going to do it properly. And they've been true to their word. They've been in there, slaving away, drinking coffee, eating biscuits, and now I pick the camera up. They're going to look industrious. The boys are finessing the final bits, just attaching the taps and the pipes to the wall. I've got some unusual taps, as you saw. They're not the conventional taps. I'm using sort of more old-fashioned stop valve taps, I think, which I think are going to be great. And whilst they've been fiddling in there, I've emptied the overflow in the Belfast sink to try and get rid of some of the dirt, which we've cleaned out and mopped it up a bit. And whilst thinking, what else can I do to be useful, I've nipped in here, and with the bedpan I bought, I've stuck it on the wall. Look at this. It just looks fantastic. I need something on the other side to even it up. I don't want anything, what's the word, not isometric, where it mirrors, you know, symmetrical, that's the word. Maybe some horse brasses on this side would look good. So Tim, how's it all going?
It's going well. About to offer the sink up for the last time before its final fixing, and then we can get on. I'll do the waste pipes while Craig makes taps.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And then the washing machine's in.
Washing machine's in, and you should have your kitchen back to normal by sometime next week.
Fantastic. Can't wait. I'll go back into my catalyst and chrysalis.
Chrysalis, and
Yeah,
by
one
the
of
time
the
you... All will be well.
And how are you this morning, Craig?
Very well, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
The pipe work is looking fantastic, and you've done some miracles outside.
Yeah, we've got an outside tap and it works. And there's no
You
leaks.
must demonstrate.
Oh, don't we? Yeah. Look at that.
How about that?
Oh. Centimetre.
A bit less over here, but that's okay. There we go.
How's that look?
Hello.
Hello.
One of the added features in the new kitchen design is opening up a window, which I covered up years and years ago with a little bit of tongue and groove wood that was once a beach hut set in my front room. That's another story. But the reason was I've had this shed here for pretty much 20 odd years, 25 years possibly, and there was no light coming through it, and it seemed a bit silly to have that window there. Also, there's no glass in it. It's got a bit of, I think, polycarbonate or something in there. But on the new design, we've opened up the window, which is actually slightly shorter. It will be, and I'm going to frame it in wood, so hopefully it'll look rather nice. And I also, because the shed is going to be cut down a bit, so it's going to be narrow, you should get a view into the garden. But temporarily, I'm going to put some plastic ivy and other things on the gap in here, so it looks like it looks out into a bit of a country garden, just for theatrical purposes when I'm filming. Is that the glue that glues the sink in place?
It is.
A vinegary smelling mastic or something?
Silicone.
Silicone.
It'll stop it moving, but then if you ever need to take the sink off, you'll be able to break the seal between the wood and the sink, and we'll be able to take it off if anything ever happens.
Fantastic. The lovely Julia has turned up. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard.
So, whilst you've been away, we've been sitting outside the sun.
Twiddling your thumbs.
Yes, and
Feet up.
that's it. But I say we, I mean me. Of course, the boys have been working very hard, as indeed they have done all day yesterday and for the last 3 weeks. So, yes, it's all coming together now.
It is.
What do you think?
It's looking great, isn't it? And the sink's... It's looking great.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with all the piping and the taps and everything.
It's all very bespoke.
Mhm.
That's the thing. You can't get. I mean, all the bits you can buy off the shelf, but the wouldn't think of doing the taps that way.
Maybe slightly steampunk.
Yeah,
very
it's-
slightly.
it is a bit.
A hint of steampunk in there.
Behind you is the window,
Very rustic. A la.
which
Look, voila.
is gonna voila,
Voila.
which is going to be cleared of cobwebs and the frames put in. So we're going to sort that out. I'll be doing that. We've got the draining board yet to go in and the washing machine to go down there. Craig's been doing some pipe bending, and so we're going to have some wacky taps.
Custom taps.
Custom taps. The what would you call the extension bit? The pipes over the top. Yeah, the bend. And meanwhile, Tim has been busy down here sorting out the waste, which comes out of the sink and through the U-bend. And you bend to see it, don't you?
You do. That's marvellous. Just looks great. It's a good height and everything.
Yeah, last night I was washing up
Interesting.
and I felt it was too low, so they've raised the sink a bit.
Oh, really?
Raise me up.
It was like raising the
Copyright
Titanic.
strike.
So we've just raised it up a bit, but actually it's more sturdy now. because it's at that height, and because they were very anxious that it was the right height for you for washing up.
Oh, I see. Thanks. There's a hint.
No. Okay. We've just turned the taps on and they are looking groovy because we can't run water at the moment through the sink until tomorrow morning. It gives the boys plenty of time to be clear from the country in case anything comes squirting out everywhere. No, it's because the silicone has got to set, so that's why we've got the bucket set up. But the taps, as you can see, my new groovy taps, they are, as we said, bespoke, but they work and we're not leaking. So that's great. Whew. We're going to get the washing machine into position next and then probably fill up the wall with some expanding foam and think about the draining board. There's the windows. So there's more projects to do, but a lot of that I can do on my own. Whew. I think Julia's got the kettle boiling, so that's always a good sign. The outside tap. To wash everything, by hand a little bit, and then engine room, full steam ahead.
Live!
And
Feed to the washing machine. What's everything? So
that is fantastic. You've done an amazing job. Excuse me, Tim. It's been so lovely, Craig, to meet you.
It's been a pleasure.
And thank you so much for all your hard work.
You're welcome.
And we got to that point that we wanted to get to.
Yep.
We got to the point where it's 1 o'clock. You said, I'm
1
leaving
o'clock.
at 1. And you've
Superb.
done it. It's fantastic.
Super duper.
So I can't thank you enough.
You're welcome.
But I really appreciate it. I hope
Anytime.
you get a safe journey
Well,
back.
I'll see you anytime.
Yeah, tomorrow
Loosely.
at 9.
Loosely.
Well, it was certainly a fun and manic time, and I think everybody enjoyed themselves. We kept plying everybody with tea and coffee and biscuits and all those sort of things. And Tim and Craig and the lovely Julia, who was there for motivation, they all did so amazingly well. I'm so lucky, so thank you so much. So anyway, yesterday we were left in a situation where we got the plumbing done, we got the sink in, we got the waste in and out and down the drain and all of that. Some of the other ideas that we were thinking about that we would eventually get to, we didn't, because everything takes much longer than you can imagine, of course. And so I'm now able to plod on, I guess, as best I can with other things. So yes, at the moment there is no draining board. I'm going to have a curved shape on this side here that's going to curve round so I've got more access to the door. I mean, the one thing about this is made this room so spacious, and I really love that, particularly when filming, because I can put lights in different places. I can access different parts of the room, which is just wonderful, and I love that too. We've opened up the window, as you saw, which means when I've reduced the size of the shed, which is pretty much obscuring the window, and at the moment there's a piece of polycarbonate in there and it's all a bit dusty and cobwebby, there will be light coming through, and I will frame it in the wood. You can see the wood that I put there. I will frame that nicely, so that looks lovely, hopefully. Yes, a draining board will come in, but what I want with the draining board is in here, I want to either have it hinged over so it comes back on itself, or flaps up, something like that, because I still want to be able to get in, get to the washing machine and fill up the washing machine with the washing powder. So I've got to do that. So that's important. We've got to just build up a little bit round the sink and finish that off and put some silicone in. Probably I may put some doors, little louvre doors down here, possibly to hide the shelf, or I may stain the wood and see the shelf. I'm not sure. There's so many different ideas. Sean James Cameron, who I sent some pictures to, he said, why don't you put the fridge freezer, which is this tall thing in the corner next to the Essie, in the cupboard under the stairs. Then you've got space to put another cupboard and put more stuff in, which would be great, because the old dresser that was here is in the back room, which is still full of stuff, but I'd like to have that emptied with kitchen stuff, so kitchen stuff stays in the kitchen, and the stuff that's in the what I'm calling my utility room, a lot of that can go into that dresser and look nice, because I'd like that eventually to be another room and a set, if you like, part of my English house. So I need to do that. What else have we got? We've got these bespoke taps, which are very different and unique, which I'm very excited about. Okay, big disappointment. It became very clear before the boys arrived, actually, that I couldn't get quite the sofa in. Now, I could have done if the dresser, which I'm beginning to get used to this pink, which is a darker pink. It's supposed to be terracotta, but anyway, that was originally going to be over here. But of course, it's such a focal point that it had to be here. By making it here, it meant that I could not put the sink here because there would be no, well, you could, you know, if you were in here, there'd be no drainage. You could have, and then originally the sofa was going to go there so I could be in front of the fire. So I think I'll probably just get a more comfortable chair rather than this old kitchen chair, which I have been putting in front of the Essie and putting my feet up and what have you. So I may get a more comfortable chair, or even some form of collapsible chair, maybe a two-seater, so that if somebody pops round, you know, there's two of us can sit, or have two independent chairs or something like that. I mean, it's all, there's still so much scope. A lot of redecoration work, got to fix the ceiling and all of that, which I hope I can carry on charting, and you'll see the improvement in the videos over time. Obviously, I still want to get in the travelling and get out in the van and do things and bring a mixture of stuff. So I hope you're going to enjoy all of that kind of content as well. But really, as I said before, it's that thing about you can be individual and do something unique. You don't have to just have what somebody else has designed for you and have it fitted in. I know that's the trend. I know that most housewives probably just want all that lovely white, sleek, you know, very clean, and wouldn't want to live in the way that I live. And I understand that and accept that. But I don't fit that mold. I'm peculiar, basically. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. You'll see as time goes on the little improvements and all of that, and hopefully some of this will be included in the bits of whimsy that the lovely Julia and I are doing, and of course good old Ricky, when he comes in, we do our stuff. We've certainly, I feel, got a little bit more space, and that's a saving grace in many, many ways. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you out and about on another video very soon. Take care. Don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, become a patron. Do support the channel if you can, and I can continue to carry on making these videos. Till next time, bye-bye. Time for a cup of tea for me. Woo! Fill up the kettle.